Okay, welcome back. We're in between the first and second period as I'm recording this of Colorado and Vegas, which is surprising. And the end of the period, very surprising. So we're going to talk about Tampa Bay and Carolina, and I have to say, I don't know if anybody can stop Tampa. This is where it gets interesting because, of course, you haven't played outside your own division. We have no idea. And I know there's a lot of comments about which ones the real contenders are and all that. We have no idea what's going to happen in the semifinals, which I think makes these potentially the best semifinals we've had because we haven't had semifinals in a long time. So the last time we technically had semifinals that weren't conference finals, probably before a lot of people watching this were born. I still remember, but I'm really old. So it's Nedeljkovic versus Vasilevsky. Man, Nedeljkovic doesn't get any run support at all. He's a pretty good goaltender. His numbers in these playoffs were excellent. The run support was not. I don't know how you grade that. Pesci defends on a Stamkos chance. Early power play for the Bolts. There was a Niederreiter with the slash. Niederreiter was in the lineup tonight. Trocheck made his return tonight, so it was a relatively healthy lineup in terms of who's in the lineup. Not saying they were 100% at all. The Canes killed it off. Some loud cheers for that. This was a crowd that desperately wanted something to cheer for. They were seeking it. They even started a wave. I think I have it on the board. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, it's on the board. It was in the second period. We just started letting fans back in the building. Don't start doing waves now. I've never participated in a wave. It's not a thing. They've had them in Vancouver, and I've always nope. I'm not getting up. Nope. Yeah, I'm not. It's not happening. So Svechnikov and Stahl get prime looks. Gord then missed one wide. Trocheck with a net drive. He misses wide. Some end-to-end action. Canes get a power play. That led to a shorthanded 2-on-1, which Hamilton defends. The Bolts do kill it off. So the hits were ramping up. Trocheck throwing some hits. The Bolts press. Canes keep them out. Keep them to the outside. So when Tampa Bay was getting opportunities, a lot of it was from the outside. The shots were 8-4 for Carolina at the half. The second half of the period was more in favor of the road team, in favor of Tampa in this. Bolts pressure, but a lot of shot blocking going on at this stage of the game by Carolina. The shots had evened up at this stage at 8 apiece. Wide open play, both goalies were sharp. Hedman breaks up a stall drive. There's a meeting at the Canes net with 3:40 left, probably along the lines of, so are we going for beer after the game? That'd be great, cool, awesome. Can I get a signed jersey? No, sorry, that's across the line, isn't it? Niederreiter then fires one high. The Canes would press with a minute and a half left. And then Physical gets stuck in my head because of that truly ad. Now that's not the Olivia Newton-John song Physical, but the Dua Lipa song Physical, which I like that song. It gets stuck in your head. So now for people watching this, if it gets stuck in your head, at least it's a good song. And then at the horn, it was beard versus beard as we had some unpleasantness going on. So, not scrummy, just unpleasantness of beard versus... I can only assume they were having a beard measuring contest. And they disagreed on the terms of what makes a better beard. And so, that's where Maroon comes flying in with, hey, I'll talk to you guys about beards. So you go to the second period, wide open action to start again. Gord's shot was saved. It's covered. Maroon then gets near the mic. So last night, there was speculation about whether or not it was Corey Perry that was swearing. There's no speculation to this. It's Pat Maroon. They killed that microphone so fast. But it's not even that you hear Pat. You can see him while he's cussing out the refs. And then the funny thing is, on the face-off, he draws a penalty on Hakanpää, which meant that he stopped swearing as he goes to the bench. And now it's Rod Brindamore's turn to start swearing. So, yeah. And then that's where the ref you suck chant starts. And Tampa Bay, who have been very lethal on their power play, they're lethal again tonight. It's point on the power play from Killorn and Kucherov at 4:06. And that goal by Braden Point, he is one of these guys that saves his best game for the playoffs. I mean, we had this debate, remember, down the stretch. Are Tampa just waiting for the playoffs? Or are they just, sort of biding their time? I mean, I had to drop them down the power rankings because they weren't winning games, but yeah, they definitely look like they were. And I know people are going to say, well, Kucherov's in the lineup. It's not just Kucherov. It really isn't. I understand he's leading them in scoring and all, but Braden Point with 6 goals in the playoffs, he's been excellent. That patience, that deke on the goal was just filthy. Colton then hits a crossbar right after. Ross Colton had a very good game. The Canes press. There was a delayed penalty. We get some pokey punchy going on as the power play is then called. Canes or shorthanded press by the Bolts took some time off the clock, so they get the puck in the other end and take off about 30 seconds altogether. Fans start sounding restless at this point. This is where Carolina fans start sounding restless, like, when is the scoring going to start? Because, again, we've seen this from Tampa, where, and in Carolina every game, where they win 2-1 the first 2 games, and it's just Carolina can't get anything going. And this game was already starting to look like the exact same storyline, right? Vasilevsky robs Svechnikov at the end of the power play. The Canes would press at the half. Gets really sweary out there again, and if there was a swear jar, then it's probably gotten filled by this game. You know, this might be a good idea. This might be a good idea, or it might lead to more swearing. But the idea of having like a swear jar that goes to charity. But again, does it have to be something that's caught on the hot mic? Because then you're encouraging something that might make NBC mad. We might be delighted with the results, but NBC might not be happy. So, yeah, fill the swear jar. Johnson to Maroon then doesn't connect. Pesce defends the next Johnson rush. Tyler Johnson had a great shift. He had another shot that missed high. Sergachev then blocked a Hamilton shot. Hamilton was denied on his next chance. And Sergachev, another shot block after that. He was doing very well with the shot blocking tonight. Manages not to get hurt doing so. Nachas then had a chance that was saved as the Canes were pressing. And this is where the wave starts. Just don't. If you're sitting in your seat and you're like, we should start a wave from the 80s? No, don't. Vasilevsky becoming the story again at this stage, other than the wave. The Bolts not getting beyond center much since the goal, but right after the horn, the puck went in. So I'm writing this up here. I haven't had much. Oh, that puck went in. But it was after the horn. So no harm, no foul. But you're looking at this, and if you're Rod Brindamore, you're realizing how close you were to this game being 2-0. You got to sit the guys down and go, look, it's the last period of potentially our last game. We need to go out there and we need to take control of it. But Tampa Bay showed in that third period why they are the defending Stanley Cup champions and why they are such a hard out. The winner of Boston and the Islanders gets to play Tampa. Good luck. First minute, Gord had a chance on a turnover that was defended. Pesce gets a shot. The Canes would press. The Bolts iced it. Savard then blocked a Trocheck shot. And then it was a fast break by Jesper Fast. He fires it wide. Point then was in alone. He's denied. And that keeps it at 1-0. And you know, Nedeljkovic at this stage has to be thinking, I can't allow anything because they don't have a goal. If I allow another one, this thing's over. The shots were 4-2 for the Canes at 6 minutes. We then get Johnson to Maroon. That was a no. Colton was denied. Colton had a great game. Kucherov's denied. Canes really can't allow another. Coleman then had a shot that was tipped wide. Point shot is saved. And then a Colton backhand was stopped. But Brady Shea can't wrangle a puck. So Colton says, I'll take it. And he scores at 9:04. So that makes it 2-0 for Tampa and really takes the air out of that building. Like, this is really what took the fans. They weren't out of it. I mean, they were still, cheering for the Canes and all that. But you could see that 2-0 is too much. And they were giving up way too many chances to Tampa at this stage of the game. So it was only a matter of time before one of them went in. Nedeljkovic then denies Gord. The Bolts would press, and 10 straight shot attempts were by Tampa in that third period. That is a sign of a champ. That's the sign of a team that knows how to win come playoff time. And it's something that I really expected more of that. I mean, we talked about it with other series, that killer instinct, whatever you want to label it as. It was something I had expected from Carolina that we didn't get here. And so in the offseason, I don't know are you looking for more gritty players? Are you looking for your Goudreaus, your Colemans, your Coltons, the kinds of players we see in Tampa? Is that what Carolina's looking for in the offseason? Then there's a press by the Canes with 8.5 minutes left. The Bolts shot blocking, and then Pesce was down. Palat's going to the box. Some sticky scrappy happens, but then they show what happened, and it's called an illegal check to the head. I'm going to say this again. I've said this before. I've been saying it for years. It makes absolutely zero sense to me that an illegal check to the head is a 2-minute penalty. I do not understand why a high stick that draws a little bit of blood from a guy's lip is an automatic 4 minutes and an illegal check to the head is not. At least equal. At least a double minor. So what happens is Pesci's out. That's check to the head. That's concussion. You go to the quiet room. You have to get looked at. It's a dangerous play. And I will never understand why it's a 2-minute penalty. Why it's treated the same as hooking and holding. An illegal check to the head, maybe make it that they have to review it, but I still do not understand why that's only a 2-minute penalty. So Bean's shot is saved. Svechnikov had one that was blocked. There were no easy shots for the Canes during that power play. Tampa Bay clogging it up, just funneling themselves in towards the net, and like, okay, if you want that shot, great. You got to go through all of us to get it. So the Canes pressed when it was 5-on-5. Again, the crowd sounded really anxious at this point, rightfully so. The Bolts then get some chances, and what they're doing is they're delaying Carolina setting up. They're delaying Carolina getting their goaltender out. They finally get the goalie pulled with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Again, there's no Pesci since that Palat hit. Didn't return. Stamkos can't bury the empty netter. Killorn fires one wide. The Canes were pinned down for about 30 seconds. Slavin fires one wide with 40 seconds left, and then Palat hits the post. But what Tampa's doing here is just killing the clock and winning the game. They win this one 2-0. They move on to the next round, where they await the winner of the Islanders and the Bruins. And that series, whoever they get, should be fantastic. If it's the Islanders proved last year they can give Tampa fits. So while I would expect everybody like, oh, Bolts are going to sweep them, last year the Islanders showed that they know how to play against Tampa and that they can give them fits. Tampa did beat them, but I still think of the 4 rounds that Tampa played, I think the toughest challenge they got was from the Islanders. If it's the Bruins, they've beaten the Bruins twice in the last 3 years. Now, the shots in this game favored Carolina in the first and second, 11-8 and 10-7, but Tampa Bay outshoots them 10-8 in the third. Final shots, 29-25 for Carolina. Tampa Bay, 1 for 2 on the power play. Carolina, 0 for 3. Hits, 31-22 in favor of the Canes. Block shots, 21-13 in favor of Tampa. Vasilevsky saves all 29 shots. He gets himself the shutout. He was quite the story tonight. And Nedeljkovic saved 23-25. He played really well. Doesn't get a goal. No support whatsoever because Vasilevsky is best goalie in the league. And every time he has an iffy game or there's these goals against, people are like, hey, he's not the best goalie in the league. And then he does this. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.